Word of mouth for the 2025 New Mexico Food Summit. For as far back as I can remember, I was told not to eat anything off the ground. Shortly thereafter, I discovered that indeed everything our ancestors ate was off the ground, if not from the ground, upon the ground. So it's no stretch to understand why we finally refer to ourselves as people of the land, unafraid of the pressures that come with the understanding that one day we will indeed be remembered by what we eat, by how we provide for our own and for each other, and how when we're at our best, we're even providing the opportunity for others to be able to provide, to be able to surprise, to be able to survive. In a homeland that is historically climatized to be somewhat unforgiving, we've spent no less than 7 generations building an edible economy on a barely there budget that turns out to be as drought resistant as its people. Somewhere between saying grace and praying for rain with our feet, every farmer here will tell you that to be ordained into this way of life is to be blessed long before the table is set. That the morning ritual of plugging our fingers into the earth functions as a sort of revival, like a cornstalk shot up in our bones and all the nixtamalization that we must undergo to become digestible to one another. After all these years of standing side by side in an open field, hunched so we can better hear the lessons breaking ground right before our eyes. Less scarecrow, more second cousin, recognizing that this is so much more than growing produce. It is growing and regrowing one another. After all these years of riding, wrangling, and raising livestock side by side, and being reminded that there is a time and place to play with your food, and that regardless of scarcity or abundance, it is always the time and place to pray with your food. After this many years of standing shoulder to shoulder on the packaging and processing line, curing all the bad apples out of the basket and into the feed, cultivating an ecosystem of care for others out of thin air and even thinner aquifer, because the land is a lecture on love, translated into the universal love language of lip, smack, and teeth, a food story that is equal portions legend and loss, a history in the making, more than just a living. It's giving life. It's giving, and sometimes it's giving, getting, as in the rest of us getting our fists together. Just like how we modeled our heritage of collaborative farming on the collaborative crops we farm and the collaborative crops that have farmed us. Like how the international intersectionality of our fabled trade routes braided us forever like corn, beans, and squash. Like Jacobo and the beanstalk, we are a tall tale of magic, medicine, and meal makers. Farm workers turned miracle workers made of mud, masa, and meat, feeding multitudes out of molehills and building sandcastles with all the dirt that people try to throw at our dreams. Made restaurantes of the places they said we'd never be able to go. Reached new heights with all the seeds they said we'd never be able to grow. Where we don't think it alien to put UFOs in the ground or to send green chile to the moon. I mean, we kind of had to. They could smell the perpetual roast from here. And it's a special kind of New Mexico rude to not share bounty and beauty and blessing at great risk of leaving our extraterrestrial ancestors displeased. However, it is no coincidence that we find ourselves oftentimes doing this work from our knees, humbled by the permission to labor, laugh, and live on land lent us by all the Pueblo people and campesinos that practice this alchemy of light and land before us. From the consortia to the corn pollen, from the farmer's market to the kitchen counter, knowing that so long as no stomach goes empty, our hearts remain full. This is about so much more than just food. It is people over pesticides, the difference between sovereignty and silos. It is our ground-given ability to turn a profit from our past, if only we are willing to learn from it. planting promissory notes to tomorrow in a place where we've always taken what is said to be impossible as a bet, as a dare. To some, it is property. To us, it is soil, a living, breathing organism and her people, not only of the land, but those who land up in a place where proper crop rotation has always been fatal to borders, where fertility is our superpower and fences mere suggestions, where we are always searching for ways to stay connected to ourselves, to la tierra, to one another, biting off more than we can chew, one feast day at a time.